All right, you doing all right?
My phone not working.
Good evening, everyone. I see that we're all ready, so we're going to go ahead and get started as soon as everyone's ready. We'll take a moment and we'll just wrap up. Good evening. With our electronics, we'll take a moment to put everything on vibrate and we'll get started. Okay, all ready? Okay, thank you so much. We're set and ready, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to call the Town of Magonia Park Town Council meeting of March 16th, 2021 into session. Roll call, please.
Carol Berry.
Here.
Vice Mayor Johnson. Here. Councilmember Green.
Here.
Councilmember McConnell.
Here.
And Councilmember
Here. Thank you so much. Just before we get into our regular meeting, of course, after each election, there's a reorganizational meeting. So at this point in time, we will go into that particular process. As we begin to enter into it, if just whomever, and of course, this is when we begin to reorganize it for the two positions of mayor and vice mayor. So what we'll do, just whatever your pleasure is, whatever names you have, we'll take all of the names, or we'll take one and vote it up or down, just whatever your pleasure is. So at this point, Councilwoman Green?
with the oath of office first.
Oh,
I don't even know, where are we? I can't.
I'm sorry, the oath of office is first.
Oh.
We had that out of order on the agenda, so my apologies. I sort of read through what I had. So first we have to begin. We're going to go to admitting my apologies, and those of you who are watching, our apologies as well. First thing is our oath of office. Okay. So at this point in time, the two persons, myself and McConnell, will step down off the dais, and we'll just go in to be sworn in.
I wonder if I really. Oh. You made me think I had to go
We'll
down
do
there.
each of you separate. So the first on the agenda is for the mayor, item 2A. I'm going to read this to you, and I guess if you'll repeat after me, raise your right hand for me if you would. This is a loyalty oath for council members. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and of the state of Florida, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state, and I will, well and faithfully, perform the duties of council member upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. Thank you, sir. If you could raise your right hand for me, Councilman McConnell. Again, the loyalty oath of office for council members. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and the government of the United States and of the state of Florida, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state, and I will, well and faithfully, perform the duties of council member on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And the town clerk will have you sign after the meeting the oaths.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Oh, thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, I certainly appreciate it. Okay, with your indulgence, I'm going to change this one. This one's suffocating me. Okay. All right, thank you so much. That one's much better. With that, and congratulations to Clarence McConnell for his re-election. Welcome back to the dais. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. So at this point in time, we've had the swearing in of the two candidates, and at this point in time, we will enter our organizational meeting. Again, just whatever your pleasure. If you want to make all names for the position of mayor first and then vice mayor, or if you want to take one name individually and vote it up or down, just whatever your pleasure. So at this point in time, the floor is open for motions for the position of mayor of the town of Magonia Park.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Green?
I think I heard you ask for a nomination for mayor.
Correct.
Okay. I'm proud, Mr. Mayor, to say what I have to say. And I know this town has been we are very proud for you to serve as mayor. And one thing I used to say I didn't like it when they put in term limits. And it has been proven that I love it because it gives people like Mayor Albury an opportunity to train people. And that's, I think, what he has done proudly for this town. And he has had someone sitting next to him all these years who has been trained under his leadership. And we've been proud of the way you've led the town. And because of that, I'm proud to say that our vice mayor has portrayed her leadership as vice mayor. And I know she's proud to help receive. I've forgotten how many years you've been there, vice mayor. And because of that, I'd like to nominate her to show her leadership that she has learned under the mayor. I'd like to nominate Vice Mayor Johnson as the mayor.
Thank you so much. There is a name on the floor. Is there any other names to be considered? Okay, seeing that there is no other names to be considered for the position of mayor. I'm sorry, can you speak into the mic? I'm sorry, I want to make sure that we're transparent. Thank you.
I appreciate so much your vote of confidence, and my confidence is in a council seat other than the mayor.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I said I appreciate your vote of confidence,
Mm-hmm.
but my confidence is of a seat other than the mayor.
Okay, seeing that the vice mayor has declined, the floor is still open for other nominations, names to be considered for the position of mayor.
I'll nominate William H. Albury III.
Second.
Okay, that's been properly moved and seconded. Ready for the question? Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
and Councilmember Albury.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
For clarity, they remain council members until the nomination.
Oh, sir. Okay. Thank you. Okay, and thank you so much. So at this point in time, we will now consider nominations for the position of vice mayor for the town of Magonia Park. The floor is now open for motions, for nominations.
I would like to nominate Sharita A. Johnson, or Sharita C. Johnson for vice mayor.
Okay, name has been considered for Sarita C. Johnson. Is there other names to be considered, or is there a motion? Of course.
Is his hand up?
Okay, Sarita C. Johnson has been nominated for the position of vice mayor.
Mr. Mayor, you said there's another nomination, since Councilman McCollum is nominating Vice Mayor Sarita C. Johnson. I'm going to assume that we're going to second that, because I'm kind of confused, but if that's on the table, then I'm going to go forward and second what Councilman McCollum's nomination of Sarita C. Johnson.
Certainly. Now, just to make sure that we're clear, and so noted, just to be clear, the floor is open for any council person to be considered for either one of those positions. So
Question.
just whatever the pleasure of the body is. So we do have Sarita Johnson as a nominee at this point in time, but if there's others to be considered, we will do that at this point. Councilwoman Green?
Question, that was why, point of order, that was why I asked the question. I thought his hand was up to second it. He nominated Sarita, right?
Correct.
I thought you seconded the nomination. I didn't hear anybody ask for it.
Yes.
I didn't hear you ask for it. Were there any more nominations? That's why that's why I called point of order. I did not know you, anyway.
Okay. All righty. And that's why, after the second, that's why I clarified again at the very beginning. The statement was, at this point in time, the floor is open for names to be considered. So, right. So any name for any council member could have been considered for either one of the positions. So and that's why I wanted to make sure that it was clear when when Councilman Smith made a statement. I wanted to make sure he was clear, so that his vote.
I'm clear now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Inquiring.
So I call point of order. I was just letting.
But I also, since we have nominated and I second, I do have a question because you opened the floor to a question.
Point of order.
I'm sorry, Councilman Smith has the floor, then we'll come to Councilwoman Green. Councilman Smith?
Yes, I would like for clarity that since we have done the nomination for vice mayor and I second it, my question will be now, and I want to direct my question to the attorney, if she can answer it. And my question is, in the event that the nominated person in this particular case has been William Albury for mayor and Sarita Johnson for vice mayor, in the event that they cannot no longer hold that position for whatever reason, what the procedure, what the process?
Point
My question.
of order.
I can answer that. I mean, the code speaks to the process if there's a vacancy. My preference would be that's not what's happening right now, so to deal with the motions that are on the table and any other nominations. And if I can speak with you after, but I don't know that that's the case here unless I'm mistaken. But there is a very clear process for filling vacancies should that occur.
Okay, well, I'm going to request that you also speak to me afterwards. You can answer that as well as speak to me afterwards.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so a name has been nominated and seconded. Any other questions on the motion?
Point of
Councilwoman
order. Hey, Madam Attorney, point of order means that the parliamentary procedure was not followed, and I was trying to stop it so we could stop it there and do what we were supposed to do correctly.
Okay.
And that's why I said point of order.
Gentlemen,
You want to explain what that means, or
no, we understand, but a point of order is called when there is no order. We currently had order in that there was a second made, and we were on that second, and Councilman Smith was speaking, and I acknowledged that we would go directly to you thereafter in order to maintain and keep order. Okay, but Councilwoman Green?
when I said point of order, what I was trying to correct is when he nominated Vice Mayor Johnson, I think whenever he did, I was only going to make another nomination. That's where the point of order, when I said point of order, we would have kept right on going, but because you didn't follow through with parliamentary procedure, and I was only going to nominate someone else, but let's keep it where it is.
Ready? So that we're clear
That's
for
why we need
the
to
record, if someone seconds a motion, the point of order requires that you carry through with that.
That's correct.
Which is what we did. However, the time, since we have not ratified the motion, if anyone makes a motion before it's ratified, you have the ability to rescind the motion. And if that is the order now, so that we make sure that we're clear about what order is, because we don't want a lot of interpretations. We want to know what it really is. So the order at this point in time is that a name was placed. It was mentioned by the sitting chair. Are there any other names to be considered? And that was the only name brought forward. So that we sort of rehearsed real quick. That was the only name brought forward. Then a second was made by Councilman Smith because no other name was placed on the floor to be considered. That's where we are right now in terms of the order of the process. So, Councilwoman Green?
Yes. I just want to ask a question, Mr. Mayor. I'm not here for the debate. When Councilman Smith seconded the motion, I didn't hear anyone say, are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? That was not said. And that's what after, that's when I call point of order. And also, I'd like to recommend that the next time that we are doing this, that if, and I think that it's your responsibility to explain the parliamentary procedures when we have a nomination or an election going on, it should have been explained by the attorney and not by the mayor. Hey, I was only trying to make it fun.
Okay. Let's go to a meeting and so that you can sort of explain the process here.
Just for clarity, I heard Councilman McConnell make a motion, and then I heard the mayor ask for, are there any other nominations? And Councilman Smith then seconded the nomination on the floor.
You looked at me when I said, is his hand up? Councilman Smith's hand was up. That's why I said, is he making a motion? And I said, is he making a motion? And because the voices are so low, I don't know what he said. And then I heard him say he nominated her. And that's when I don't know what you all thought I was going to do, but that's when the conversation started and everything got lost. But anyway, I'm not here to debate, but I'm letting you know what happened and you were here. But
Okay.
you do need to help us.
Okay,
Go through
and
the
so state it so that we're clear,
Let's
so
finish
that we're
with
clear in the
nomination.
record. Councilman Smith, you have something else? We're still on the question. Yes.
My question then, just so I can clear it up, my interpretation of where I heard it on the day is for a vice mayor, it was by Councilman McConnell. After the nomination for vice mayor, he's used the wrong middle initial, but he corrected that process. After he corrected that, I then proceeded to second the nomination. That's what I did. And maybe I didn't speak directly to Mike, but that's what I did. But I had a but, which was on my second. I think Mr. Mayor, there in questions, I knew that I was going to have a question. And so that's what I was trying to hastily second it, but also have a question, which I've already asked the attorney. So sorry for confusion.
Which was out of order when you did it at that time. Councilman Smith, Councilman Smith, I don't mean any harm, but that's another one that was out of order when you asked the question. But we all need to get, she said that we all need to get updated on parliamentary procedures, and that's all we need to do. I agree, me too. Okay, so we can keep going. No problem.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, certainly. All righty. So again, to the attorney, just to make sure that we followed the process, was there anything that we've done here that violated the process?
You have a motion and a second on the floor. You still have yet to vote on that. But those were the motions I heard. I did not hear any other nominations.
Okay, so we're following the process.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So noted for the record. So at this point in time, is there any other questions on the motion?
Yep.
Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Green,
What am I voting on? Yes, whatever.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
and Mayor Alder.
Yes.
The vote's unanimous.
Thank you so much. So we've finished that, and now we're going to call on in our agenda. Our next item, we've completed that, is number 4, if you're following along with us. And that is item 4A, resolution number 2021-02, appointing a mayor and vice mayor. Amity?
Thank you, Mayor. As you said, this is Resolution 2021-02, resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Mangonia Park, Florida, appointing one member of the Town Council as mayor and one member of the Town Council as vice mayor of the Town of Mangonia Park, Florida, providing an effective date and for other purposes.
Thank you so much. You've heard it read by title. Are there any questions on resolution 2021-02? Any questions on the resolution? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Johnson, and Mayor Alder.
Yes.
It passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. Our next item is item 4B, and this is resolution number 2021-02, appointing 5 council members to countersign checks. Amity?
Thank you, sir. And just a correction, I didn't notice a typo before, but that's 2021-03 resolution. It's a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Mangonia Park, Florida, designating William H. Albury III, Addie L. Green, Sarita C. Johnson, Clarence R. McConnell, and Edward E. Smith to countersign checks for the Town of Mangonia Park, providing for repeal of resolutions in conflict or inconsistent herewith, providing an effective date and for other purposes.
Thanks so much. Just before we take the vote, and as stated by the attorney, the correct resolution is 2021-03 for the record. With that, are there any questions as it relates to resolution 2021-03? Any questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Vice Mayor Johnson? And Mayor Alberti?
Yes.
It passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. And understanding that this was a reorganizational meeting and there's no other items, we're going to go to Ken to see if there's anything that we need to wrap up.
Just a couple of announcements, Mr. Mayor. Next Tuesday, we do have we're anticipating a special called meeting. We will let you know by the end of the week if that is a definite or not. The clerk had emailed last week that that was a possibility. We're still working on some items, and we'll let you know for sure just as soon as possible. Another thing is we do have a community issues forum on Monday, March 29th, and we'll be looking at code enforcement as far as educating the public on items that they should be doing. And the Vice Mayor brought that up at the last meeting, so we scheduled that for the 29th at 6 p.m. here. And one last announcement, there's a young man in a red shirt sitting in the back of the room. His name is Lance Lilly, and he works in Nils's office, MZ Consulting. He's working on his master's degree, so he's doing a paper that may be not quite exactly, but he is working on something, and he needs to talk to council members. He's talked to the clerk, he's talked to the manager, he's requesting some time, so maybe before you leave tonight, talk to him, maybe schedule some time with him. He is using the Highlight Fronton as his subject matter. So just wanted to introduce him, and thank you for your time tonight.
Well, certainly, and welcome. Thanks so much. Councilman Green?
I just wanted the mayor, I'm asking a question, town manager, what is this meeting on code enforcement about?
It's a community issues forum. We're going to have the code enforcement officer here. He's going to have some material. He's going to look at the town code and just give some helpful hints to the community about code enforcement.
Okay. Any other questions?
Please note for the record, this was strictly reorganizational. Everything on your regular agenda will be tossed to either March 23rd or April 6th.
Thank you so much. So with that, understanding that we have completed the
Mr. Mayor.
reorganizational, Councilman Green?
Ask the town manager another question. I'm curious, and this is good for me and the council. Why, okay, we're having an issue forum on code enforcement with the town, you said, with the residents.
Councilwoman Green, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can I address that with you after this meeting? This is just a reorganization meeting, so other comments and discussion should be very limited at this meeting.
Well, that's why I was going to ask the question, why are we having that before we even have the reorganization of the, why are we doing that before we have a reorganization?
I'll address that with you as soon as this meeting
So you knew where I
adjourns.
was at? Okay,
Yes.
you knew where I was going, okay.
Okay. Righty, so with that, a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
It has been moved. Is there a
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Thank you so much. Have a great one. We'll see you perhaps next Tuesday night, if that meeting is, a special meeting is set. Thanks so much. Have a great one and be safe.
Wait, you're not going to answer the question, you're not going to tell us why we're having that before reorganization?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Right,
I'm good.
Okay. Righty.
All right, congrats. Congrats.
Well, thanks.
Yes. Oh.
Sherry, is
Oh,
this
no.
off? Is this off?
Can you let me finish?
Can't hear you.
Before you shut it off?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
She's still recording.